Good morning. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and whenever you watch this replay. Today, there's no real big discussion about some of the things we've been talking about mindfulness, working, fighting ourselves through art, um, and really connecting. So, today, we're going to do some more connecting through art. We're going to do some jelly printing, and and so we're just going to get right into it. Good morning, Angela. Angie, how are you doing? I hope everything's safe where you are. I know that there's a lot of people who are dealing with storms, myself included, and so I hope that everybody who's dealing with a storm is safe. Um, so with that, let's go ahead and start jelly printing. We're going to work with the warm colors today, so we're looking at the pinks and the reds and the oranges. Oh, I didn't even do any yellow. I will grab some yellow real quick and we'll get started. Um, One second here. Wanted to adjust so there's not a glare. Let's see here. There. There we go. High and dry on the hill. That's good. That's good. We had some major storms where I'm at, starting at 3 o'clock. So we still got some thunder boomers around, but hopefully the big stuff is gone. All right. First thing I want to do is I want to do a cleanup off this page and off this plate as well as this one. So I'm just going to add some color to it and probably try to pull a print at the same time. So we'll start with that. All right. So I hope everyone is having big day plans today. I hope, or relaxing, whatever works for them. Um, Today I have a lot of stuff I have to get done. Um, Helping out with the high school and their upcoming prom, so I have to get prepared for all that. So that's what's really going on there for me. So there's a lot of stuff in the background that I have to do. Let's see here. I'm just going to grab some copy paper. Try to pull a print. And this is just pre-printed copy paper. I often save scraps like when you print off and that's not what you wanted to print kind of thing. I use that as my cleanup sheets, and I often use that in my collages. So why throw away the paper? Just reprint on top of it. I don't know if I have enough paint, so we'll find out here in a minute. This one's going to take a little bit of effort to clean up. Yeah, that'll take a lot more effort than that. Okay, that one's good. Let's see what we got over here. Okay, that worked out well. This is the one that'll be interesting. Here we go. We got that one. So we got our plate pretty much cleaned off there. You've been doing a lot of baking. Oh, that's awesome. Made a pot of Zappa Tuscany. Whatever Zappa Tuscany is, I do not know. But I do not cook. So that's just one thing about me. I don't. Okay, so this is not, yeah. We'll have to do another pull on this one. This has pulled up some things. But it didn't pull up everything. So that's fine. This is still my roll off. So we'll just add more color and we'll pull that up eventually. So that didn't clean up all the way. All right, let's start with our lighter color. And remember, whatever's on the plate first is what pulls up first. So, hold on. So going back to this, when I say that, this is what I mean. Whatever's on the plate, first layer on the plate is what you're going to find as a print on your plate first. And so this area was clean. It didn't have any color on it, didn't have anything. So that's why you see the orange. But the blue was on the plate, and that's why you don't see the orange behind the blue, except for in areas where there was no blue. So whatever on the plate first is what is going to get pulled up. So let's start with the yellow. Now, if your colors are semi-transparent or transparent, then you may not see the yellow as prominent. They may be overshadowed by other colors because they are semi-transparent. And so that means other colors will show through. One of the ways that I combat that is I use a opaque, like a white, and mix it in with the yellow to cut down on some of the transparency. So in that case, that's what I'm going to do here. And it seems like I have a lot of paint. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, got it. It is potato and sausage soup. Oh, okay. Yeah, not sure. I'm not a fan of sausage, so not sure I would eat that. I would try it. I would try it. That's not something I wouldn't try. I would try that. And then hopefully I would change my thought process on what it would taste like. I'm just a real picky eater, as you know. So, all right. So we put the yellow down. This will be an interesting print once we build up some more layers. So I have the stencil here, and I like this. I like stencils that have a lot of open space or negative space. In this case, because as you saw yesterday, I like to take other smaller material and put that down next in between the spaces. And there's some right there. Make sure I got enough holes. Okay. And then I'm going to leave those open. I'm going to put some numbers on top. And I think what I'll do next is I will do another color on top here. I will probably do, let's see what this looks like. This is opaque. So let's try this. This is the Pale Rose Blush, whatever that looks like. Okay, kale, not happening. I will not eat kale. I tried it once, was not a fan. So I would still try it, but I guarantee you I wouldn't like it at this point because the kale in it, if it has a taste, it would not. I would not like it. I would try it. Don't get me wrong. It seems like I'm just coding numbers at this point. We just gotta keep getting those in there. So I have 2 layered stencils on here. And I'm trying to get in between all those layers onto the plate. So we're just going to spend a little time here brayering and adding some more paint. Okay, let's see how that works out. Gets stuck in some areas, so it's heavier in other areas than I would like, but let's see here. I just want to get some of those areas spread out. I'm trying not to um, go deep with my brush strokes because that will mess up my print underneath, but just trying to spread out some of that paint. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, there's no pink right there. All right. So we'll set that to the side. And since I have some that I think I want to see, those are where the numbers were, where those blank spots are. So what I want to do is see if we can do another color. So let's go with an orange on top of this last stencil. So far we've done 3 layers of paint, 2 layers of stencil, or 3 layers of stencil, and what's the other word I want to say? Uh Recycled material? Yeah, that's it. So we are just going to play with layers right now and see how this turns out. Now pull that up. And then we have one more layer of paint because we want to be able to pull this print up, and we want to get the texture underneath and see how we did. If not, if we didn't do well, we'll try another print. So for this one, um, I think I want to go with like a red. So we have all the warm colors on here today. Let's see how all this turns out. Now this red, or what am I looking at? Cadmium red hue, and it's semi-transparent. So that might work okay. That orange that we had, just so everybody understands, was opaque. And so I believe it was opaque. Let me find out. Well, huh. Oh, no, it's semi-transparent. So things might be okay. But again, as I said, other colors will show through the semi-transparency. The yellow was opaque, or it was semi-transparent, add white to make it a little bit more opaque. And then the pale rose blush was opaque. So let's see where we go with this. Truth time. Oh. Go this way. Okay. We'll see. I'm not sure how this will turn out. It could all be red for all I know. Okay. Mostly red, like I thought. But we have some yellow in there. And we have a little bit of the blush. Not much, but we have a little bit of the blush. So we got to keep working on those layers. All that semi-transparency didn't work out as I hoped. And the numbers, you don't even see the numbers. But it's still a cool print. So let's try again. Let's try to stay away from the reds and do more of the blush and the yellows and see what happens. And I have a little bit, I have a pink too. Now that pink, I have this opera rose. This pink is, I think, transparent. Yeah, totally transparent. So we will try the yellows and the pinks and see what happens. Okay. This time I'm going to do number. This time, I know what we're doing this time. We are going to do a yellow layer onto the paper first. That's what we're doing. So let's put a base coat down. And then so we got some of the red that was left over on the plate. Then what we'll do is we're going to take this this blush. I'm going to add, since this is a little lighter color than that yellow, I'm going to add just a tad, just a little bit of this, that red in it. Like that's just a tiny bit. So it'll just be enough to darken it slightly. Okay. We're just slightly darkening this. I'm going to take those numbers as soon as I find them. Okay, when you're working with numbers, if you put it down like this, it's going to, and you pull up your print, it's going to be backwards. So turn your numbers backwards. So when you pull up your print, it'll be right. Now, before we do that, I want to on the negative space, I am pulling up the paint. Okay. Now I'm going to pull these numbers up. And then I'm going to add this pink, this transparent pink. See what happens. It's a bright pink. Oh my gosh, it is so bright. But since it's transparent, it won't be that bright. Now let's take our yellow and see what we get this time. Well, we have a pink piece of paper. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, then. So that's how that turned out. Now we have a pinkish orange piece of paper. That's really awesome. That's not what we're looking for. You can see the numbers and you can see the dots. So we're going to do one other thing. My layers are not working today. Love it. I love it when a plan works. Or not work in this case. We're going to get those numbers on there. All right. Here we go. Numbers. Need the numbers. All right. Now we're going to get some numbers on here because I'm just going straight in and doing a negative pull on here. Now they'll be faint because remember the yellow was transparent, but I added some white. But you should still see them. And I'm making sure to get all that negative space between these numbers so that they're more defined. Yeah, that worked. That worked really well. Check that out. Now we have some numbers. And you can see the bubble wrap underneath behind in the numbers as well. It's hard to see on camera, but it's there. Like right here, you can definitely see it. Okay. Now for this one, I'm going to, where's that orange paper I had? Let's see if I can't pull up another layer off of this one. Do what I call a ghost print. Okay, that worked well. So now we have more of, you see the numbers as well on this one. So we have several layers of paint and color on here. Really like how this one turned out. That was pretty cool. All right. Let's add some more texture and layers. So I think I'm going to put a base layer down of, I'm liking the pink and yellow. So I think we're going to keep doing that. That's a lot of paint. So I'm going to take this fruit net. Love fruit net, but it might get, hold on, it's so small. We're going to do this guy first. Bubble wrap. We're going back in with the bubble wrap for a minute. That fruit net is kind of like should really be used at the end, in my opinion, but we'll see. All right. I'm going to take that fruit net here and try to pull up some paint. I think it's going to get lost. So we'll see if we can get any of the fruit net on here. And when I say it should be used at the end, it's like the piece that comes up. That's not really showing. Let's see if this one will show. Did that show? Oh, yeah. Okay. So when I say at the end, it's like the last layer of your print. So that's what I mean by the end. And yeah. Okay. right. So we add some texture there. Not sure we're going to get the same kind of effect on this one since the colors are so similar. Oh, we got some, but not much. And let's go up here. Oh, we got some. Okay. All right. Now, okay, numbers, you're in my way. We're going to take this blush, and I think I want to add, again, a little bit of red to it. Well, that was a little bit more than I wanted. So this might not turn out, but we'll see. This will be the last print once we're done with this one. I should have used my other papers. Yeah. Okay. That's how I thought it would turn out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back with a little bit of yellow on top of here. So you got the yellow of the, this is a good base layer. But we created that base layer with fruit net and bubble wrap. So we're going to add some more things on top. I want to go with more white, and I want to try, I know this is going to be a little bit on the crazy side, but where did my pliers go? I'm going to try a little bit of burnt sienna. It's like a darker orange, but just a little bit. And I want to add some yellow to that. So it might look like mud. Oh, maybe not. We'll try. It'll definitely be like a mustard yellow, if anything, with a little bit of white. So maybe a pale mustard yellow, if there's such a thing. It's like a pale mustard. All right. Take our numbers. Oh, interesting. It's starting to, it's like a lot of the viscosity in that starting to beat up. Interesting how that is starting to beat up just a little bit. The paint is. All right. All right. If I can get it up, that would be great. Okay. Yeah. We got some numbers in here. It's a little lighter on this side, but I really like how this looks over here. Okay. So we'll let that dry for a second. Because now you have all these numbers. And where is that? I call it hot pink, but it's not really a hot pink. Oh, there it is. Now, since this is so transparent, I want to get another color. That's transparent too. You know what? We'll just try this. This is in the. We'll try some of this to make it less transparent. See what that looks like. I have a new set of tools as soon as I find them that I found the other day, but I don't. Oh, here they are. So I found these. So let's take some impressions on these. Okay. And then I have this little tool. I don't know how this is going to work either, so we'll find out. It's just a circle. No real texture there. Okay, well, that was good. Oh, that was loud. Let's see. Let's take this little foam. How's that doing? That's making some. Might as well just go all circles. I like how it's pulling some of the paint off the plate, because what that will do is it will allow some negative space for paint to show through. Okay. Trusty old bubble wrap. All right. Now, we still have some numbers on the plate. We have some negative space. We have some circles. We got like a lot of things going on. So what we want to do to really pull this print is to, because I think this is I was going to make this print on top of another print, but I'm curious of how this is going to turn out. So. Angie, yes, I can meet with you right after this meeting, but it'll have to be quick. Because I got a lot going on today, but I can definitely do that. So I'm almost done though. All right, let's do the, yeah, I want to go light. So we're just going to add a little bit of yellow and add some white. Let's see how this turns out. Ooh, this is a little darker than I was hoping for. So, I was hoping for some more white. But too late. I am going to see if I can't pull something over here. And I know this is going to be half of a print, but that's okay. We'll do something on the other half. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. The yellow really overpowered the orange and the pink. So in essence, this is a base layer. Yeah, that's more of a base layer. That's disappointing. I knew as soon as I put that yellow on there, you would lose all of the work that we did. So anyway, so we have some yellow and we can just use it at another time. Oh, sure. I can definitely do blue on that, but I was trying to stay in the warm colors. So we could always go back with some other colors on top, like a little bit of this burnt sienna on top of it with a little bit of yellow. And let's try that real quick. Again, once you start jelly printing, you just cannot stop. What this will do with a slightly different, a darker color, will make those things work a little bit better. So here's more of a mustard yellow. And instead of doing numbers, I'm going to use this little peacock feather. I'm going to Yep, there you go. So you have like this darker yellow orange. Let me see if I can fix the lighting just a little bit. If that helps with some of the colors. So now you see a little bit of the pink inside. Because we did a darker color, we used this as a mask to mask out the background. So that's where that's coming in at. And then we can take the reverse print. If it's not dry. So we'll see what we get. There you go. Okay. So as you saw this morning, layers can be rather tricky. You really need to understand your colors and how they interplay with each other, as well as whether paint is transparent or opaque. And staying with the same color families, like the yellows, pinks, and oranges that I was working with, um, definitely can be even trickier because one can easily overpower the other. And as you saw, not everything was worked out. Um, and and if you saw these prints in person, you would probably, and the lighting was probably a little bit better, you would definitely seen a little bit of a difference than what you probably saw on camera. So with that, I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching Ratchet Up Your Art.